Hi, it's me, Paco, and you're watching Bad Witch Books. It's me, Paco. Welcome back, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. Today we're going to be going over my July TBR. I already have 7 books picked out from book clubs and challenges, and so I will be doing my TBR cards as well to pick out 4 more books, because I have 11 books to read from, and that's not including ebooks that I want to read this next month. So let's get to it. I'm gonna pull 4. I made all these cards. These are all based on different characters or themes, and then there's a challenge for it. And I allow myself 1 redraw. So let's start with it. So the first one is okay. Ooh, Lois Lane. So, read a book blurbed by my favorite author. Okay. Okay, I think I have a good one for this. Okay. Okay, next pick is... So, Lois Lane, if you don't know, Superman, news reporter. So, yeah, blurbed by your favorite author. Okay. That one was a courtesy of Helen, I believe. Next choice is... Okay. 1, 2. I keep looking down and stopping, and I can't be doing that. So I gotta try to look at the camera. And then, okay. Tinkerbell. Read a book with the Fae. Okay. I have Fae books. I have a lot of Fae books. Ooh, okay. I think that one could be good. Okay. Maleficent. Read a book about revenge. So, vengeance storyline. Okay. So that is 3 picks. So I get 1 more and then a redraw, if I don't mind. Okay. Oh, blank. So, completely blank. So that means I get to redraw, because I have a couple blanks in here to make it more exciting. Okay. Fairy Loot. I get to read a Fairy Loot book. I'm going to use my redraw ability to redraw Fairy Loot. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, Storm. Read a book by a black author. So, Storm from the X-Men. Okay, I have my 4 books, and those are my 4 picks. And then I just gotta choose books by these to fit for Fairy Loot. I mean, not for Fairy Loot, for my challenge. But I will pick those books, and then I'll be back eventually. Probably in a different outfit. Maybe tomorrow, maybe later today. We will see. We're back, and we got all the books I'm going to be reading for my TBR. I think I have like 11 books here, which is not fun, but we will do what we can. So I'm going to do the first 3 books that I do not have, but will be getting, and will be listening and reading to. But the first one is a book club pick a book club that I go to in person here in my hometown, and that book is Garden of the Cursed by Katie Rose Poole. All I know about this book is that it is about a curse breaker who she must pretend to be in love with this crazy noble so that she can get into this secret society that has clues about her mother's disappearance. That's all I really know about that book. I read 1 book by Katie Rose Poole before, and I enjoyed it somewhat, so I'm excited to see what happens with this one. The next book I do not have as a part of my 23 for 23, and that is Jade Legacy. It is the final book in the Jade City trilogy, or the Jade Bone Saga. And this is the finale. I am very excited to see where this goes. It is about a crime family as they deal with the changing times and the things to deal with jade, which is this metal or stone that gives the people who have the abilities special abilities. And so this is the 3rd book in the trilogy. I've enjoyed book 1 and 2 so far, and I'm very excited to wrap it up. The next book that I do not have, which I have an ebook, but it is called The Inevitability of Death's Gate by Nika. I forget her last name right now at the moment. I know her as Neeks from Twitter and TikTok. We're friends and mutuals on those. But this is her first book, her self-published book. Very excited to read it. It sounds right up my alley. It has got death magic. It's got magical families. It's got family dramas. It's got someone who has to inherit her power. Very excited to read this. I'm so excited to read my friend's book, and I can't wait to rave about it. And then that's all 3 books I do not have. Well, I have 1 book, but it's on ebook form. But let's get to it. So for my book club, my Enchanted Forest book club, which we have discussions for each month in the Discord down in the description, but that is The Dragon's Pearl by Yoon Han Lee. This is a middle grade book, and this is from the Riordan Presents line. This is about a girl who, she is a fox spirit. It's got and she has to go looking for her brother after he's gone missing, looking for the mysterious dragon Pearl. This has a blend of Korean magic and fantasy interwoven with a sci-fi setting. So very excited to read this. But the book discussion and everything will be down below. The next book I will be reading is a buddy read book I will be doing with Nell, and her channel will be linked down below. But we are buddy reading and then doing a live in August for Undering the Whispering Door by T.J. Klune. This is the second book by T.J. Klune books that I'll be reading. The first was The House in the Crystallian Sea. What I know about this book is the main character dies and the Reaper comes for him, and I guess he gets to stay in the limbo, kind of, and he has to like see what he hasn't done with his life or something like that. Very excited to read it. I do love death magic. I do love things involving death like that. Sounds weird, but I enjoy it. And I heard this book's gonna make me cry. I'm very excited to buddy read this with Nell and everybody else. I think Princess is also buddy reading this book with us. So all the channels will be linked down below. So the next 2 books are the last 2 books that not last, but the last of the month. 2 books for my 23 and 23 challenge. That is The Iron Crown, which is the 7th book in Julie Kakawa's Iron Fae series. This is the final book in the 2nd trilogy that has happened. So this is about Ethan and Kieran. Ethan and Kieran. So that is what this book is about. I can't really go much into the rest because I don't know the spoilers. I am currently reading The Iron Trader, which is book 6 right now. And I'm very excited to wrap this series up, because after this I have one last trilogy to go in this world. And then the last book in the 23 for challenge for this month that I will be reading is The Bloodlike Fate by Leslie Sansbury. This is the sequel to Bloodlike Magic, and in Bloodlike Magic, our main character it is her time to get her magic, and she has to do a task given to her by one of her ancestors, and her ancestor gives her the task of killing her first love. And something happens in the last book, and this book is next. I'm very excited. I really don't know what the description for this book specifically is, but like, look at the material. The cover is gorgeous. And I got to meet the author for this book, but I got the first book signed because I've read the first book. I didn't bring this book with me, y'all. But gorgeous cover, and I love this. I can't wait to get into this one. And then the next book is for my Throne of Glass Readathon. If you did not know, I am doing a Throne of Glass Readathon. Every other month we are reading a Throne of Glass book, and the discussion are on my Discord down below. So it goes, so this is the book for June, July, and we will be having the discussion early August, and that is Queen of Shadows. This is the fourth book in the series, and I'm very excited to read it. Sarah J. Maas, everybody knows what this is about. This is the fake crate cover, but I love Manon, my fave. And now we can finally get into the 4 books that I picked for the TBR card challenge. So for the pick for Maleficent Revenge, read a book with Revenge, we chose Thistlefoot. And I chose this, I'll read the description of Thistlefoot. But basically, the Yaga siblings, Beltane and a young woodworker, and Isaac, a wayfaring street performer and con artist, have estranged since childhood, separated both by resentment in a wild miles of American highway, but when called to receive magical, mysterious inheritance, the siblings are reunited, only to discover that their brookie land isn't for money, but something far stranger, a sentient house on chicken legs. And it has been following the Yaga's ancestral home, and then a sinister figure only known as the Long Shadow Man has stalked across the continents, bearing violent secrets from the past, fiery memories that have hidden in the blood for generations. And then I just know that the person chasing them, I'm guessing, is revenge. I chose it. It's my video. What are you gonna do? Very excited to read this. I love a good Baba Yaga book. It's weird to be reading a book in the fall, a Baba Yaga book in the summer, but I need to read this for my 5 books. I want to read 5 books, 5-star video, so I need to read this for that. So the next pick is for Lois Lane. Read a book blurbed by one of your favorite authors, and I chose St. Juniper's Folly. This book was blurbed by Johnny Garcia Villa from author of 1500 Miles from the Sun, one of my fave authors. They said, terrifying, suspenseful, emotional, led by characters who have my entire heart. This book is a must-read for everybody. So this book is about, I'll just read the description. For Jamie returning to a spellbinding debut and a must-read for paranormal romance fans. For Jamie, returning to Vermont town of St. Juniper means returning to the past he spent 8 years trying to forget. After shifting between foster homes, he hopes to make something out of his fresh start, but every gossip in town already knows his business, and with reminders of his past everywhere, he seeks out solitude in the nearby woods, St. Juniper's Folly, and does not return. For Theo, St. Juniper's means being stuck. He's known there's more out there, but he's scared to go find it. His senior year is going to be like this, all the rest, dull and claustrophobic. That is until he wanders into the folly and stumbles upon a haunted house when a Albert yet handsome boy trapped, as in physically trapped inside. For Taylor, St. Juniper is a mystery. She tries to practice the magic her dad banned from their house after her mom, an accomplished witch, suddenly died, but without someone to guide her, she's floundering. Then a wide-eyed teenage bard enters into her life, rambling about a haunted house and a trapped boy. He needs a witch. The folly and its ghosts will draw these 3 teenagers together, but can they each face the demons to forge beyond strong enough to escape the folly's shadow? Very excited to read it. This is by Alex Crystal, and I'm very excited to read this. I love a good way. The next pick is for Storm. So read a book by a Black author, and that is Blood Debts by Terry J. Benton Walker. Love this cover. One of the best covers out there right now. But 30 years ago, a young woman was murdered. A family was lynched, and New Orleans saw the greatest magical massacre in history. In the days that follow, a throne was stolen from a queen. On the anniversary of these brutal events, Clement and Christia Trudeau, the 16-year-old twins, heirs to the powerful magical dethroned family, are mourning their father and caring for their sick mother, until by chance they discover their mother isn't sick, she is cursed. Cursed by someone on the very magic council their family used to rule, someone who will come for them next. Christina, once a talented and dedicated practitioner of generational magic, has given up magic for good. An ancient spell is what killed her father, and she was the one who cast it. For Claremont, magic is a lifeline, a distraction from the anger and the pain, even better than the random guys he hooks up with. Christina and Claremont used to be each other's most trusted confidant and friends. Now they barely speak, but if they have any hope of discovering who is coming after their family, they have to find a way to trust each other and their family's magic, all while solving the decades-old murder that sparked and is still rising tensions between the city's magical and non-magical communities. As if they don't succeed, New Orleans may see another massacre, or worse. So, this is for Storm. I'm very excited to read this. And the last book is Read a Book with the Fae. And for that, I chose High Mountain Court by A.K. Milford. So this book, 13 years ago, fleeing witch hunters and the blooming threat of death, 19-year-old Remy knows she is possibly the last Red Witch alive, and she is determined to stay that way. The Northern Court King has slaughtered her home and court and placed a bounty on Red Witch's heads. When 4 Fae warriors, so Tinkerbell challenge, Enter her tavern refuge. Remy tries to flee, but her magic isn't strong enough to stop a Fey prince on a mission. The handsome Prince Hale of the Eastern Kingdom wants to stop a war with the Northern Court before his kingdom befalls the same fate as Remy's. He needs a red witch, and Remy may be the only person alive who could help him. Can she really trust Prince Hale? Can her fallen court be resurrected from the evil clutches of the Northern Court King? For the chance to save herself, her people, and help defeat the Northern King, Remy must pay her faith in Hale and his companions on a dangerous quest to find lost relics. So, very excited to get into this. Helen tipped me off about that book. So, those are the books that I'm going to be reading in July. What are you guys reading? Do you have any picks you're excited about? I'm excited about Blood Debts and High Mountain Court. I think are my top 2, and Thistlefoot, of course. But let me know what y'all are reading, and I will see y'all later.